I think one of the really big turning points is when I overdosed in the woods, and when I came to, there was just randomly an abandoned tent that had one Narcan in it, and otherwise I wouldn't be here. You can lose all your possessions and like you can rebuild those, but like the dignity was gone, the like self-respect and just employability or responsibility of self, all of those things like were gone.
A lot of people that come in, sometimes they might only have a couple days without having their, substance of choice. We encourage them to stay for a year, and then we have transitional apartments for individuals that are kind of ready for the next stage, but not fully be able to go on their own.
How do we find appropriate housing where we're not just taking any apartment in a bad part of town just to have a roof over our head? Because we can't be working on our lives and fixing all these things if our basic needs aren't met.
This is a project that we partnered with Champlain Housing Trust, and they and us saw a big need when it came to reuniting families and also our need to provide more beds in Chittenden County and provide more transitional apartments. Most of our homes have about 6 people in them at one time. We feel that that creates the best kind of family atmosphere. We've been seeing people that are early in recovery, like families, parents that are both struggling with the substance use disorder stuff. So we're trying to find a way to be able to provide that service for them as well. And so this project kind of encompasses all those things.
We're a harm reduction center. Everybody that works here has lived experience with substance use, whether it's our own or somebody else's that's really close. So there's that real personal, deep connection. I'm a person in recovery, which means I haven't used substances in 10 years. In order to make changes after struggling takes a really long time. Your brain is, affected for years after using substances. So the idea that we're going to expect people to get 2 weeks of inpatient treatment, come out and have no structure or support underneath them is impossible.
One of our goals has always been to provide 2 recovery homes in every populated area in Vermont. It's really important for us that we have a recovery center within, on the bus line but within distance for them to be able to get to and get those services.
If a person is committed to doing that and staying in a recovery residence for 6 months or a year, we know it works. We know that people stay sober right long after, and they get jobs while they're there. They become part of the community. They get their children back. They're able to achieve all these things that in the situation they were previously were impossible.
One of the things that's great about VFOR is that we're always looking and seeing the need and then trying to figure a way to get to provide that.
We don't have any recovery residents in Addison County at this point. As a community, and especially our service providers, know that this is a hole here. So we're extremely excited to work with VFOR to help stand that up.
I just want to be able to give back. Giving back is not just money at all, and I really look forward to doing that.
It's the morally right thing to do to build resources and support for people that are trying to improve their lives and get better. You could also put a treasurer's hat on and think about what does that investment get you, and the return on that investment could be a lifetime of an individual being successful in their personal life, being successful financially for themselves, for their family.
We need to put the resources into long-term support, and that trying to put a Band-Aid over it and create 2 weeks, a month isn't gonna help people to get better. And that if we give them this long-term structure, that it actually saves money in the long term.
I do have my daughters now unsupervised overnight, and that was a huge feat to go from only being able to speak to them on speakerphone to now, my daughter's graduating 6th grade, and my aunt asked her what she wanted to do, and she said, I want to spend the weekend with my mom.
Everyone's touched by someone in recovery, like whether it's in your family or it's someone that's a close friend or neighbor. And I think when we recognize that and that element of shame breaks away, then it's easier for people to seek help.
From 2013 to present day, we've raised the membership dues by $10, which that means we have to come up with the rest of the finances. It comes from the state of Vermont, it comes from federal dollars, it comes from donors, and we kind of need all those different forms of revenue, because if we did rely on just the government, we wouldn't survive. If you're able to financially, that is a great way to definitely help VFOR.
It's really nice to be able to show up again.